Well, let's take the details now. The Savannah Regional Minister Saeed Muhazu Jibril has revealed that since the closure of charcoal production factories in the region, it has enhanced enforcement of the ban on charcoal and rosewood harvesting activities by the various stakeholders in the various districts. Well, he noted that illegal mining along the river bodies is a major challenge confronting the Savannah Ecological Zone. Well, he made this known when the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and MP for Damongo constituency interacted with the Regional Security Council of the Savannah Region in Damongo.
Coal production is the most prevalent income-generating activity for residents in the Savannah region during the dry season. It is characterized by harvesting of economic trees like the shea and dawadawa trees. These illegal activities in the forest increases the rate of deforestation that has affected the climatic condition of the region. This act compelled the Regional Security Council and chiefs in the region 6 months ago to ban the harvesting and production of charcoal. The Savannah Regional Minister Saeed Muhazu Jibril, briefing the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Samuel Abujinapo, said the closure of charcoal production factories enhanced the enforcement processes on the ban on charcoal and rosewood harvesting activities.
We've made several arrests. We put a committee in place to make sure that they supervise the ban. And so the task force, in collaboration with the police, are doing very, very well. And for some time now, we've not arrested a single truck in terms of commercial charcoal burn or rosewood burn.
He further debunked claims that the youth are not involved in the exercise.
The police cannot be everywhere. The task force cannot be everywhere. So what we have done is that we asked the Gonjaland Youth Association to form various youth groups who are now arresting those trucks that were passing through the eastern corridor, that is the Salaga area. And so for now we have not had any reports.
The MP of Damongo, who doubles as the Minister for Land and Natural Resources, commended Regional Minister and the Regional Security Council of the effort in getting the youth into agriculture.
As a result of the ban on charcoal and the rest, the youth and the population have now veered into agriculture. And this year there's been a bumper harvest of maize, of all kinds of agricultural produce, and that for me is extremely remarkable.
You definitely will want to get more updates on this particular development. Let's now engage our Northern Regional correspondent, Noah Nash. A very good evening, Noah. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll get some more details from you on charcoal. But before then, help me understand how widespread was the production of charcoal, especially in the Savannah regions?
Hello?
Yes, Noah, I can hear you loud and clear tonight, and you're welcome to Regional Focus. Let me find out from you. So how widespread was the production of charcoal in the region before its ban?
Okay, so the charcoal business is a very big business, especially looking at the season that we are about to start, which is a dry season. These are the times that most of the females who are not able to go to the farm to do any business on the farm take advantage to actually go into the forest to harvest some woods. And then the men who actually do the felling, they are the one who cuts down the trees for the women to do the charcoal business. And so if you look at the charcoal trade precisely, it's so widespread right from the Solatuna Kaba enclave all the way to the Fufusu Junction. Then you have some portions of Central Gunza also dominating. The other side is the Yapi side, which goes into the Yapi Kusogu area. So if you look at the charcoal business, it's very strong. You see them dotted across the length and breadth of the major streets that are found within the Savannah region. And these are the only alternative livelihood these women and the men have during the dry season, which is the period that they actually go to the bush to do those business.
But it has become a national security issue now. Well, the minister has mentioned some arrests that has been made, of course.
It has become a national security issue. One of the key problems is that the forest is being depleted very fast. If you look at the deforestation that is taking place within the Damongo enclave all the way to the Mole National Park zone, it is making it very difficult for staffs of the Forestry Commission to actually have control. You have people coming in and saying, oh, we have a permit from the chief, we have the permit from the Yagbowura's office, when the Yagbowura himself doesn't have any power to give anybody a concession. And you see them coming around and felling down these trees. And then this is what they do. And apparently, what makes it worse is the fact that foreign nationals have also joined the business, who have established factories dotted across the streets along the major routes within the Damongo enclave, where they are actually doing what we call the sawmilling. And this is so huge. And when they are packaging them and taking them towards Accra, you cannot say that this is a tree that has been felled or a timber that has been felled. These are all processed finished work that they have done on this, and they are just exporting it to China, Kenya, and other places where it is needed. And this has become the security issue because of the foreign nationals. Aside that, if you watch it carefully, the forest reserve that we have within the Damongo enclave, which is the Mole National Park, all the way to Tumu, has been invaded by people who are actually chopping the rosewood. Aside the rosewood, there are other species that are actually also being depleted. And those species, unfortunately for us, the officers that are supposed to man guard or protect this are out of control, because they say that these are people who are connected to politicians and they are making money out of this. And whenever they want to arrest them, the containers are released. And so the reason being that the depletion has become so heavy, and unfortunate for us, good for the people of Damongo, is that they have a minister who happens to be the son of the soil, who is also responsible for lands and natural resources. And so he is actually leading this campaign and has tasked all the regional ministers in the 3 regions of the north to actually safeguard the forest. And this has been one of the preachings he has been making all along. And there has been a very strong message from him that if the fish do not back out of this whole process, it means that when the forests are depleted and government takes action, nobody will have to plead for any individual. And that has gone down very well.
Noah, interesting development. So you tell me about how the women highly depend on this business. A lot of people have set factories dotted along the streets. I want to find out from you, so now that there's a total ban, the last 6 months, is there any alternative for these women, these young men who hitherto had charcoal trading as their business, to go back to?
There are been alternatives. Currently, as I speak now, there are about 8 NGOs led by Roger, an NGO called Roger. And that NGO is actually doing what we call capacity building for women in any livelihood opportunity they will choose. So there has been that training that has been going on in the last 6 months to actually pushing those women. Those who want to enter into trade who do not have capital, and that is the reason why they are doing the charcoal business, have also been given some little capital out of that project, which is being funded by the German government through their agency. And that has been very tremendous. Over the week, bush planning is also one of the key areas. They are also looking at to realize that the livelihood opportunity that is being given to the communities is also looking at how we can do fish pond business within the enclave, which will be handled by men who are predominantly the ones who do the felling. And the females, they want to do petty things. So, and the petty things they want to do, that is indirectly what they are supporting them with, especially like soap, bead making, and others are the ones that they are giving to them now.
Interesting, Noah Nash. We are sincerely grateful for your time. Maybe just before I allow you go, within 30 seconds, thus the people in the community are giving their full backing to this ban, or some of them are just complying because the law enforcement agencies are on their back?
The reason why currently, as a particular, everyone is hands on deck, because the climate situation in Damongo and the entire Savannah region has changed, because the forest has been depleted.
Okay.
And the reason which made them to buy into this idea is because the weather has changed. There's a lot of heat in Damongo, all the Savannah regions, which used not to be. And so that preaching of climate change, that preaching of deforestation has actually been brought into by the chiefs and the people. That is how come they are asking the ministers to help them deal with the Galamsey menace, which is also another subject that the guys are dealing with currently.
All right. No one else. Later on, we will talk about Galamsey. Let me now go over the phone lines and speak to the Savannah Regional Minister, Saeed Muhazu Jibril. Thank you very much for joining us on News Tonight. Tonight is a maiden edition of the Regional Focus, and we're glad to have you on. We're talking about the Savannah region and charcoal production. This sanction received the support of the traditional leaders as you decided that, look, let's ban the harvesting of firewood from our forest area and ensure that there's a ban on charcoal production. Honorable Jibril, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I cannot hear you for now, but if you can hear me, we're trying to find out. So this move to ban charcoal production, did you get the endorsement and the support of the traditional leaders?
Thank you. I can hear you, but it's really faint.
All right.
I have to thank you for this opportunity and for your listeners and viewers across the country and beyond. I think that the traditional rulers, it wasn't easy for us to get them on board. But I think it was a very bumpy road to get the Savannah region to ban completely all wood or tree species that we normally term as one special trees for the people, shea nuts, dawadawa trees, and many others that were at least economic trees for the rural folks. When the charcoal burners and all the loggers finished the rosewood, they ventured into this other species, and in fact, that became a major problem for us. So we quickly have to engage the traditional rulers. You know, the Savannah region, for that matter, the Savannah Regional House of Chiefs have 19 paramountcies. So you have to get all these 19 paramount chiefs and their sub-chiefs to come to an agreement on a total ban of commercial charcoal burning and illegal rosewood felling. So we were able to at least get them to even ban all three species harvesting in the Savannah region. So what we did was to at least engage them. We really have to spend a lot of money as a regional coordinating council to get all the chiefs together and to make sure that we had a very big conference with all NGOs, for that matter, who want to at least stop illegal rosewood felling and many other trees that we have seen this harvesting all these years.
Honorable Jibril, the point is,
it took us about 6 months before the chiefs bought into the idea of supporting the regional coordinating council to at least ban commercial charcoal burning and all forms of illegal logging.
Honorable Jibril, the point is clearly made. Now, if I take you to Obuasi, if they ban Galamsey activities, they try to find an alternative for the young people, maybe grass cutter rearing or something. My reporter, No One Nash, tells me that this hitherto was big business there. In fact, people have established mini factories and dotted them along the way because, of course, export of charcoal is also another big business that, as a nation, we can take care of. Let me find out from you. So are there compensations for people who depended on this so much? Have you made alternative arrangements for them that, look, you're not going into charcoal production again, but this is an alternative for you?
Thank you so much. We have at least those who are the rural folks and those who residing in Savannah region. We have been able to at least take a total inventory of the number of people who were involved in the illegal rosewood felling and the commercial charcoal burning. So if you take, for instance, the Bupe traditional area, the Damongo traditional area, the Busunu traditional area, where this menace was felt so much, we have engaged the Ministry of Agriculture, for that matter, the Savannah Regional Agricultural Department. We hooked them onto the planting for food and jobs, of which agricultural inputs were given to them for free to venture into farming. But we were on one side, that is where we made them to be on only maize farming. So what we have done yesterday with the visit of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, we have hatched out a plan which we are going to make sure that these people who are residents of the Savannah region, we are going to give them wood lots, of which a particular species of trees is given to them to plant. Each one of them is going to have between 2 to 3 acres of land, of which they will plant these trees that can mature within 3 to 5 years, so that they can be used for the charcoal business. So in the next 2-3 months, we are going to make sure that these people are given such incentives so that they can go into tree planting that they can use for charcoal burning.
Honorable
you see,
Saeed,
what was fueling the illegal rosewood felling in the Savannah region was the number of Chinese factories processing wood. They were dotted around the entire Savannah region. We had not less than 15 of them. And so these Chinese were able to fund these young boys in the Savannah region to go around felling these trees for them to feed their factories. So what we did was to make sure that we abrogated their licenses, their business operating licenses, so that they cannot operate again. So that really has helped us a lot.
Right.
And secondly, what we did was to make sure that we engage the youth who are against, because the entire Savannah region was losing its vegetation. So the youth began agitating. The various youth groups started agitating. So we have to empower the youth to form task forces so that they can at least impound some of the vehicles that were carrying charcoal and in commercial quantities, and this rosewood across to the south. So that is what we did, and it is really helping us. So the alternative livelihood that we have done for the short time is we got them these agricultural inputs, and they are all into maize farming. And they've had even a bumper harvest this year.
Thank you very much, Honorable Saeed. As a Savannah Regional Minister, we're grateful for your time tonight.